loved each other for nearly forever. And now I had to cut it off. Again. "Else," Henry said, craning his head around to look up at me. "It's just hair." "It's not just hair," I said, running my fingers through his dark locks again. "Once you start the police academy, then that's it. You'll never be able to wear it long again." "I can when I retire." "But then you'll be old and wrinkly, and you won't look sexy with it anymore," I said, only half teasing. He spun around in the computer chair and grabbed me by the waist. "You think I'm sexy?" he asked with a cocky grin. "Always." I held his face in my hands, finding it hard to imagine his olive skin lined with age. It occurred to me then that I had the rest of my life to witness the transformation, and the thought filled me with joy. "Okay, old man," I said, spinning him back around and reaching for the clippers. "Let's get this show on the road." I took the first swipe in the center of his head, going all the way to the back. I grinned at him in the mirror, pausing long enough to chuckle at his odd appearance, then went back to the task with more care. As his dark hair fell quietly away, I thought of Henry's words in his therapy tapes, when he'd talked about the first time I cut his hair back in high school. That was when I knew I was a goner. This girl in front of me was going to be my happily ever after. I bet when he made that revelation, he never would have imagined he would somehow find himself in nearly the exact same place many years later, with our happily ever after no longer a whispered wish, but a reality. "You're so beautiful," Henry said in a soft, raspy voice, drawing me away from my thoughts. I looked up and studied my reflection, my curly brown hair, hazel eyes, and light skin that Henry had once likened to milk. I'd always considered myself somewhat average in the looks department, but nobody else made me feel gorgeous with just one look. Nobody but Henry. I met his eyes through the mirror, and for one brief moment, I saw that kid again, the one who wore braces, who stole trinkets from people's houses, who went home night after night to an empty house. Who could have guessed that kid would grow up to be this noble, honest, caring man? "I think you're good to go," I rubbed his bristly head, brushing hair off his bare shoulders. Quick as lightning, his hand shot out and captured one of mine. He brought my palm to his lips, pressing a soft kiss against my skin. Then he stood up and turned to face me, standing so close my breath ruffled the hair on his chest. "This is what I should have done back then," he said, and kissed me like we were just two kids in love without a clue what the future held. "This time last year, I was in Korea, thinking I'd lost you for good, and now I'm here with you, building a life together," he said. "I could ask for nothing more." "I'd say we got pretty lucky." He shook his head with a tender smile. "Luck has nothing to do with it," he said. "We're just two willful people who moved mountains to be together." As he held my face in his large, capable hands, I wanted nothing more than to freeze that moment and preserve the memory, knowing that we were about to embark on an adventure that would change us both in ways we'd never imagined. 1. Several months later. "Honey, I'm home." I unloaded my purse and laptop bag on the floor as soon as I shut the front door. When I didn't hear a reply, I kicked off my shoes and carried them through the living room into the kitchen. Still no sign of Henry. "Hello?"
"I'm up here."
I eyed the cold pasta salad on the counter wistfully, my stomach reminding me that it was past 8 o'clock and I hadn't eaten dinner yet. I grabbed a fork and took a few mouthfuls, chewing quickly before heading upstairs. I found Henry in our master bathroom, folding a box and stuffing it into the small trash can.
"Hey,"
he said, planting a kiss on my mouth. He pulled away, licking his lips.
"You taste like Italian dressing."
I looked around the bathroom, trying to figure out what he had changed now. We had lucked out in finding an older 2-story home on the southeast side of Cherry Creek that had been priced way below market value. Since closing in August, we had been slowly trying to update the outdated interior. But with Henry's long days